What's going on, everyone? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Today we're taking a look at another 3-plane laser level here. This is one by Lasgoo, and actually one of my favorite brands. They're actually the current brand that I use for pretty much my everyday use laser. They gave me this one a while back. This is just going to be a simple 2-plane, but I absolutely love the operation of this thing. Super easy to use, and it's been one of my favorite brands of laser levels to use basically as far as I've been testing these for about a year now. So this is their latest one. This is the LG-3Ds, I think it's called, and this is a pretty cool case. Now I'm kind of opinionated when it comes to laser levels. I'm looking for, external battery packs. I like to see a remote and a hard case. So it's not really a hard case. Unfortunately, it's going to be, a soft case. Not a big fan of that, but I do like the shadow foam kind of style in here. That's kind of pretty cool, actually. And then you've also got the kind of that, what do you call that? Like maybe it's kind of spiky foam, I guess you want to kind of call it there. But kind of a good design here for overall, protection. Just not a fan of the, it's kind of that, cloth. You get this in a truck or anything, it's going to get dirty really fast. And it's not really going to be, crush proof too well like a hard case would be. So that's going to be the one downside of this case, but no big deal there. So let's pull this thing out here. We have, of course, your magnetic stand here. This thing works as intended. Stick it on any one thing and you are good to go. I like how it is, pretty solid in place, but to get it off, all you got to do is just peel it from the side and it comes right off nice and easy. So that is excellent to have. All right, more on the inside here, we of course have a battery pack. It is not external. There is no fuel gauge, unfortunately. Really like the previous model that I checked out by Hupar that had that external battery pack that had a fuel gauge. I'm not a fan of these just because, they're hard to get replacements on, and as well as you just don't know how much battery life you have left. I need to charge it now or not. I'm not really sure. So I like to see the fuel gauges on those. This thing is kind of interesting because it looks like one of the most rugged ones that I have checked out to date here. So of course it's about the same size as they all are, but it's kind of got this almost like, I don't think this is metal, it kind of just feels like a plastic to me, but it looks pretty rugged, pretty tough here. We've got a number of settings up here on the top as well as a beam intensity rating, and it looks pretty neat so far. There is right in the back of here is you're going to find, of course, your charging cable, and then we also have a remote in here nicely. So organizational wise, this thing is laid out fantastic, which is really cool to see. So I love the design of this case so far. Very efficient design here, as well as keeping everything nicely protected, as the laser is going to be right dead center in the middle here and surrounded by other things. So it's of course going to be as much crush resistance as possible in here. All right, so the remote works as intended. There's no beeps or anything here, so you just click, I want vertical 2 off, vertical 1 off, horizontal off. It's super easy there. It's nothing crazy, Works right out of the box. There's no, battery thing in here. I'm sure it's just a very basic remote, but I like having a remote. But you're trying to make adjustments up on maybe like some type of wall or somewhere, maybe you're 20 feet away using this. You don't want to walk to the laser every single time to make small adjustments. Having a remote is absolutely fantastic to have. All right, guys, also want to show you something pretty cool here. So, of course, when you get into the higher end laser levels, the beam intensity is going to be something that is, of course, much better, and especially for use in daylight. Now, in my garage right now, I have kind of like my studio lighting set up in here, so of course it's quite bright for shooting this video. So kind of, best case scenario, it's not like full, sunlight right now, but it's pretty bright in here. So I've got my Lasgoo here. This is just my 2-plane one. I think this is like $50 on Amazon. One of my favorite ones for just, smaller projects that I do. Now I've got the Hupar set up as well too that I tested a couple days ago, and then I've got the Lasgoo that I'm testing out for this video now. So I've got these in order now. Let's see if we can see which one's the brightest, and they're all set to their maximum intensity right now. All right, so in order here, the first line you're gonna see is gonna be the all-new Lasgoo LG-3Ds. This is gonna be the Hupar, and this is gonna be my older Lasgoo 2-plane. Now they're all about, within a foot of each other here, and then of course we got full lighting on here, so they're all pretty much going to be equal here. I can't tell if you can see it on video or not here, but I will say the Lasgoo and the Hupar look pretty similar. You can see the 2 lines here for their horizontals here, and then of course right here they are pretty close. I would say, if just from looking at them both right here, I would say we're looking at probably the Lasgoo being slightly more bright and bold here on this line, with the Hupar just being, they got to be within 5% of each other here. There's really not a huge difference. at all. They look very, very similar, but I will say the Lasgoo definitely looks like the beam is slightly thicker. I know it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but I can definitely see the beam being slightly thicker and possibly slightly brighter too. But they're of course very, very close. But you can see the difference here with the smaller planes. This is just the 2 plane behind it. It's got a slightly thinner laser, and it's definitely nowhere near as bright as these larger 3 plane lasers. Alright guys, well thanks for watching, and thanks Lasgoo for sending out the new LG-3Ds laser. Definitely really cool to see. I just wish it kind of had more of the hard case and the external battery pack with the fuel gauge like the Hupar had. These are right around the same price depending on when you find a sale or a discount code on these. I like the Hupar a lot for that hard case, that external battery pack with the fuel gauge is nice, but the Lasgoo definitely has it beat with the higher beam intensity, and overall I think the build quality on the Lasgoo is definitely superior. Definitely seems like there was more attention to detail on it, and overall I think it'll probably last longer too if I just had to throw a guess on that. But these are both pretty close to one another, they're pretty neck and neck here, but if just one brand would build me a laser level that had a nice hard case, fuel gauge, as well as nice and bright, that would just be the total win there with a really nice quality of overall build too. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, guys, to really put my finger on the best one. I like to kind of see all these features wrapped into one, but both these are great laser methods to check out, as well as the new LG-3Ds from Lasgoo. So far, guys, I will say Lasgoo is kind of my favorite brand to test out so far. I kind of like their build quality. It's definitely kind of a step up from a lot of other brands that I've seen on Amazon. So guys, thanks for watching, take care, and have a great day.